Now, Pam Bondi is the Florida Attorney General, and you might have heard something about her before, several months ago, when she had asked Donald Trump for a donation. Now, the original story on that is that Bondi was considering a move to join the investigation into Trump University. Now, before she made the decision to whether or not to investigate or join the investigation or not join the investigation, she asked the the Trump campaign for a $25,000 donation. Hey, I'm about to investigate you into the charges about Trump University, but I was wondering if you would give me some money for my re-election campaign. That's kind of shady, right? Super shady. Now, that donation was granted 4 days after she announced her plan to maybe or maybe not join the New York State Attorney General's fraud investigation into the Trump University for allegedly ripping off students. Now, I covered the Trump University, the whole thing, and boy, that was a ripoff, okay? Now, that's the old story, but there is an update to this. The new information that's out today is that in addition to donating $25,000 to her re-election campaign, Trump also held a lavish fundraiser for her at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida. Oh, lovely. Lovely. This is according to the Huffington Post. Trump hosted a $3,000 per person fundraiser for Pam Bondi in March 2014. While Trump did not write a check at the event, other donors in attendance did. Now get this, all right? He charged the Florida GOP just $4,855.65 for use of that resort. Now, look, that's a bargain. For political campaigns and for fundraisers, super bargain, right? Especially when you compare it to what he's charging his own presidential campaign to do events at Mar-a-Lago. He's charging his own campaign himself $140,000 to host these events. I wonder what made Pam Bondi worthy of such a huge, huge discount. Remember, that's nearly a $135,000 discount. That's big. Okay. Now, we already know the reason, or we think we know the reason, that she decided not to investigate Trump University. Okay. Now, there's more. Now, Trump last week was required to pay a penalty to the IRS for this donation, which violated consumer finance rules since it came from the Trump Foundation, a registered nonprofit. Okay. Now, Trump has claimed his donation represents nothing more than a favor to a, quote, longtime acquaintance. Now, that's interesting, right? So he said, well, I knew Pam Bondi, right? But also he said, I never talked to her about this. I don't know who she is. Well, wait a minute. When this whole thing broke, look, this guy is full of contradictions. He lies all the time. And that's exactly what he did in this situation. But anyway, I could only imagine the conversation, right? Oh, the Pam Bondi. Oh, the lady that I gave $25,000 through my foundation. Well, she's tremendous. What a great person. What a wonderful person. I know all the best people. And I only give money to them because they're so fantastic and so great. Really? What other great, fantastic people have you given to in the past before? Oh, right. Hillary Clinton. Now, here's the other thing about this, right? Now, Donald Trump, on the campaign trail, he's been talking about and criticizing what's called pay to play, right? Where you give money to politicians and end up getting something in return for those donations, right? In fact, I have a video of him talking about this from back in January. Watch.
You know, it's interesting. I was looking at the ones I'm running against. I've contributed to most of them. Do you believe it? I've contributed to most of them. And one of them said, no, I don't think you've contributed to me. They found out I did. I contributed to I've given to Democrats. I've given to Hillary. I've given to everybody because that was my job. I got to give to them because when I want something, I get it. When I call, they kiss my ass. Okay? It's true. They kiss my ass. True. True.
Maybe not literally kissing his ass, but look, Pam Bondi not investigating Trump University certainly seems to me like a wet, sloppy kiss somewhere. Right? And look, Trump appreciates it. Oh, he certainly does. All in all, according to the total reported by the Huffington Post, Trump's donation to Bondi's re-election efforts include the $25,000 gift from the foundation, $500 checks to her campaign from both Ivanka and Donald Trump back in the fall of 2013, and in the spring of 2014, a total of $125,000 from Ivanka and Donald Trump to the Florida GOP. Now, the Florida GOP is Bondi's primary source of campaign funds. In return for all that, as well as not investigating him, Bondi has endorsed Donald Trump's presidential campaign and has even joined him in several appearances on the 2016 trail. I don't really know how much that's going to help him, but there it is, right? Look, you got to understand. The image that Donald Trump puts out as the uncorrupted is wrong. He's actually more than happy to either take your money or give you money if he gives something in return. Or go back to Tony Schwartz. Writing in his book, he spent time with him, 18 months, with Donald Trump. And he says, look, anything with Donald Trump is transactional, right? It's about what he can do, what you can do for him in this transaction. If you have nothing to offer him, well, then he doesn't really care, right? And that's the thing. That's what's going on here. He's not uncorrupted. No, the only thing that Donald Trump represents is the other side of the coin in the system of corruption that we have normalized here in America. Talking about taking millions of dollars. If you have any question about why Donald Trump is doing as well as he is, it's because he's talked about this system. And he's talked about how screwed up it is. And see, the people in Washington, they don't quite understand that. They don't get it. Why is Donald Trump so popular? Well, for one, he is racist. He is a demagogue, right? But he's a right-wing populist. Now, part of that is populism. As in, hey, we're appealing to the regular people who think the system is corrupt. And we're going to paint Donald Trump as the uncorrupted, which he certainly is not. He's the other side of the coin. He's the guy who buys your politicians and uses it for his own advantage. He says it. They kiss my ass. I call them up. They kiss my ass. They do everything that I want. And what I want is to lower my own taxes and reduce regulations. I want to get favors from the government. That is our corrupt system in a nutshell. Donald Trump is not going to fight against that. Donald Trump is that system. He's just the other side of the system. Hillary Clinton is the purchased. Donald Trump is the purchaser. That's what this is about. And he says, no, I'm gonna change that system. No, he's not. What's in it for him if he does? Remember, Donald Trump only does things that help Donald Trump. If ending that system helps him in some way, which I don't see how, then he might do it. But see, that system helps people like Donald Trump. So he'll never get rid of that system of corruption. And see, that's the thing, right? Now, it's easy to blame one candidate or the other, right, for what's going wrong for the system, right, and blame them for being corrupt. When really, you've got to blame the system. You've got to attack the system that makes our politicians corrupt. That's why we've got to get the big money out of politics, so that no corporation or billionaire or special interest can buy our politicians and get favors and special treatment from them in return, which certainly seems to be in the case of Pam Bondi.